Hello! In this short talk, I would like to point out the citizen issues of the energy transition, especially in an urban context. It is obvious to me that the energy transition will be social and political, or it won't be. It is essential that citizens appropriate the energy issue and that it is done in a socially just manner. The following reflections come from an ongoing project, Voisins d'énergie, Energy Neighbors, a corporate research project funded by Innovaris and which aims at developing energy communities in Brussels. What is an energy community? To me, it is a group of neighbors who gather to produce and consume their own energy. However, today it is mainly electricity produced by photovoltaic panels on rooftops in cities. The interest of these energy communities is not so much technical and economic as it is social. By the way, the European directives that set them up speak of economic, environmental and social benefits rather than the search for profit, and that is very interesting for European directives. But it is difficult to say what the social value of such communities is. We can see that the people who want to form an energy community are above all interested in sharing energy and creating social links in the neighborhood. Of course, households in fuel poverty, and it is estimated that there are about 30% of them in Brussels, these households are interested in reducing their bills. And the others, if they are not looking to make money, obviously do not want to lose any. However, the energy transition does not only imply the installation of renewable energy sources, but also, firstly, drastically reducing energy consumption, and secondly, adapting to the available energy because electricity storage will always be limited. And the nature of renewable energy is that it is variable. So the interest of energy communities is to be able to discuss these issues which will profoundly change the organization of society. Since energy consumption is strongly shaped by infrastructures and social norms, it is essential to have a collective discussion on these topics. Social norms cannot be questioned at the individual level, but need to be challenged at a collective level if they are to evolve. And this is what we see in the discussions that take place in energy communities. If I produce energy, okay, I'm owner of the energy, so I've got interest to know where this energy goes, what I am going to use for it. What is energy for? How can I consume when my photovoltaic panels are producing? These are examples of questions which are raised in the discussions. I think, however, that we will have to move towards more radical experiments to achieve the necessary transformation of the electricity system. I will give you two more examples which we are discussing in the groups. Firstly, energy communities are currently designed on a mainstream technical economic model which stipulates that consumption and production must be measured precisely every quarter of an hour thanks to the placement of smart meters in each household. The benefits are then distributed to the penny for each participant. But today, this amounts to a few dozen euros per year per participant, and that's not very much. So, energy communities are generally more inclined to pool their profits to help disadvantaged households or develop community facilities in the neighborhood. But then, there is no need to place smart meters in everyone's home. We can very well measure the flow of electricity at the low voltage cabin and the production of each renewable source and allocate then collective self-consumption benefits to all the users downstream from the cabin. This, in fact, constitutes energy communities that are structured by the network, by the grid. And we avoid a lot of waste with electronic meters and all the risk and debates they entail. Secondly, we should learn to do without electricity. First of all, to know how to deal with a blackout, an event that is becoming increasingly likely. So we have to do some kind of exercise, like we have fire exercise, or we have also car-free days in Brussels. But we need also to learn to do without electricity to recover the value of electricity. What are the uses for which electricity is really indispensable? How can I do without electricity? What are the alternatives? It is when electricity is in short supply that its full value can be realized. In conclusion, for energy to become a real common good, citizens can organize themselves into energy communities. But above all, they would be very well advised to take advantage of these communities to develop experiments whose radical nature will meet the challenge of the transition.